Good morning all and welcome to Sorare Wakey Academy again here on YouTube. And today we're going to be looking at some under 23s and we're looking at the champion side and we're going to do like an SO11 team as well. So we're going to look at left backs in the champion division and I'm going to look at one player from each league. So France, Germany, Spain, Italy, England, and they'll have one representative from each of them leagues to make up a good, strong SO11 under 23 championship side. Now, I've been looking at quite a few players from each of them leagues and I've come up with the top player from them that I think will fit into this side. Now, I haven't gone for the most expensive players, I haven't gone for the best players. I've gone for players that I think are going to have a great season next year and are maybe slightly underpriced as well. So we'll have a representative from each team and at the end of it we'll see how many players come from each league and see if there's a pattern there or if it's evenly spread out. So here we go, the first one, and we're looking at left backs today and then we'll move on to right backs, centre backs, midfield and so on and so on. We'll start with left backs and we'll start with our first player who is from England. So here he is, and the Premier League candidate is Crystal Palace's Tyric Mitchell. Been there quite a while now playing at left back, he's made that his spot, and I think with the new manager Roy Hodgson coming back in, well the new old manager, Roy Hodgson coming back in, then Mitchell might get some of his form back that got him into that England side. And I think this season he could really push. I think they'll be a little bit more stronger at the back with Hodgson in charge, a bit more compact. And I think Mitchell will do really well. And the reason we say this as well is he's only £3.75 at the moment for his 3-day average and £4.15 for his floor price. Even looking at his rares of £42 and £54 for floor price. It's really cheap for this guy. England international. Left back, playing for Palace with Hodgson going back there. I think he's going to have a really good season. I bought him back here when he was like £10. I thought that was cheap, but we're down at like £3.75. It's just ridiculous for this guy. Looking at his scores then, you'll see I'm going to put all his scores on, but you'll see he's mainly a left back. I don't class him as left wing back or anything, but he does get up and down that wing a hell of a lot. Looking at all his games, you see he needs to improve on his averages. He's got a little bit sparse here getting the greens. But he used to get lots of them. And I don't know if it'll show up on here, you know. There's a few here coming in. Look, this one, he probably got called up and was really good. He was really solid at left back, and he does get a few assists as well. Quite strong, quite quick as well. Look at these scores, the 70s and the 80s. But he has got this tendency to get bad scores, like this 4 and the 14 and the 10. I think with his consistency now, should be a lot better, and also I think because he's maturing as well, he's still under 23 but only till next season, so he's got one season left under 23s, but I think he will turn into a really good player. Now looking at any news on him, there's not too much about, and they're on about building their side around this 23-year-old gem, as it says there, so I don't think he's off to go anywhere, or hopefully not. Palace fans will want him to stay there, won't they? And looking at his Wikipedia page then, he was born in 1999, which means he couldn't play in that 21 tournament that was going on, just a bit too old. But he played for Brentford to start with, was at their academy, then went on to Crystal Palace. He's only 5 foot now, which is a good size for a left back, I'm guessing that's the sort of average size for them. Did start at Wembley before going to Brentford and then Palace, but played 95 games now for Palace, or league games that should be, as of 28th of May 23, so it's pretty much up to date that. But the England career, I think he's probably had more than 2 games now, hasn't he, for England? But he really proved himself and got in that team for England. And I think he wanted to play for Jamaica, but England called him up. He was playing that well at the time. England called him up and he went there and he played for them. And according to this, he's got 2 caps, but I think it's a little bit more. A few more internationals gone on since this was done, since the Wikipedia was updated. But you'll see here, 36 games and 36 games again the second season, so really consistent there with his games that he's playing. We'll have a look at SofaScore, and you'll see here, 23 years old, left back, got long balls as a weakness, doesn't really matter too much at left back. Ground duels and tackling are his strengths, that's what you really want, as a decent left back. But looking at this as well, he does get up and down this wing quite a bit. He's played 36 games this season, 34 starts with 80 minutes per game, roughly. Passing, he's got 2 assists and defending just 6 clean sheets, which I think will improve. But I'm expecting a pretty big season from this guy, to a time to really establish himself and maybe get back into that England fold as well. But my first player for the left back position in this under-23 Championship Limited team is Tyric Mitchell from Crystal Palace, representing the England part. We move on to France, and my French guy is Adrian Truffaut, or if you're from Barnsley, we could just call him Adrian Truffaut. Now, he's been injured recently then, so he's got no L5 score, and he's only played 33% of his last 15, but decent score, 57 there as well. This guy, you'll see, is down as like midfield as well as left back, mainly left back, but he does fly up and down them wings. I used to really like this guy. He caught my eye a few seasons ago, and I thought he was going to be a really big player. He's £9.90 at the moment then for his 3-day average, and £10 for his floor price, 71 for his rare card, but 148 for his floor price. So people trying to sort of double the price near enough on that. But you'll see his prices here. When he started off, he was like 80 quid, and then it's come down a little bit, and with the injury as well, it's probably affected him. But down to 8 or 9 quid now. Looking at his scores then, he's playing for Rennes, who have been quite a successful season really, and you'll see he's got 7 assists in total as well there. But let's have a look at his overall scores then, because he's been pretty impressive apart from his injuries at the end here then. But he's getting like the 70s, 60s and 70s. He has his tendency to sometimes get like the 18s, 19s, coming on as substitute and that, where he wasn't getting in, but when he's generally playing, he does well. And you think he's quite quick as well, this lad, from what I remember. But yeah, look at his consistent scores coming in here, but then bang, a 34, and he only played 5 minutes. So I don't know if he started or not there. It looks like he started here, 35. So he started, but just came off after 5 minutes, injured, and then he didn't play since. But and they will miss him. When he's not playing, they do miss him. But some good scores coming in there. A bit more consistency, and this guy should be okay, I think. Now we're just looking at his news on Google then. And we've seen that Truffaut is available in the summer for €15 million. That's what they're asking for at the moment then. He was born to French parents as well, which is why he's playing in France at the moment. But also we'll see here, yeah, he got injured and he missed the rest of the season. But I'm sure he was on someone's radar, like the Premier League clubs. And I think Aston Villa were one of them that were after him. Whether they've sort of halted on that now, I'm not sure. But it could be a good addition for them, couldn't he? Let's have a look at his Wikipedia page then. We'll see a bit more information about him on here. And he's 5'9", so again a 5'9" left back, decent sort of size. Was born in Belgium then, in Liège, but he's got French parents, if I'm right, and that's why he's played for France. He opted for France instead. He moved at an early age back over to France. And yeah, you'll see here he started off. He's played for Rennes B team, then Rennes first team. 4 goals, 67 games, but that's only as of September 22, so he's played a lot more than that now. But he has played at under 18s, 19s, 21s and French national side as well. But needs a bit more consistency, stop getting injured as much as he does at the moment. But he's got some good players to try and move out of that left-back spot for France, especially with Camavinga now sort of improving and playing at left-back a little bit more for his team. Might end up there for a long, long time as a left-back for France. Hopefully moves into midfield and Truffaut can get in, but we'll see. So let's take a look at Truffaut on SofaScore then. And you'll see he's 21, 176 for height, left-footed, no outstanding weaknesses or strengths. But you'll see also here then, he's a little bit more towards the middle and gets forward a little bit more than Tyric Mitchell was doing. And this is just based on his league games then. He's played 28 times this season, 24 starts, 70 minutes per game, no goals. Do we have any assists? Yeah, 6 assists then, so very good with his crossing, I would have thought. To get that accurate crosser, it doesn't seem too great there, does it? Accurate chip crosser is 41%, but yeah, a bit more to do on that. And defending, 3 clean sheets from him. We would expect a lot more from that as well. Rennes had a decent season, so we'd expect a little bit more from that. So a bit of improvement from him still to come, but I think this season could be a really good one for him. And that's my French candidate then, Adrian Truffaut. And we move on to Italy then, and we're looking at our Serie A candidate, which is Fabiano, who plays for Empoli, currently out with the under-21s in the championship that's going on at the moment. And he was a substitute the other day in their first game, but did come on partway through that second half. A bit surprised he didn't start, but he has got Udogi to try and get rid of in that left-back position. So 2 very, very strong players for Italy down that left-hand side. Now he's £14.97, a bit more expensive than the others we've looked at, and that is his floor price as well. And £84 for his rare, 147 again, a bit inflated for his rare floor price. But we'll have a look at his price in general, and he started at £90 then for limited. Came down quite a bit after his card had been released a few times, and you'll see down now, all the way down to this £14-15, which I think is pretty cheap for this guy. I did mention him in one of my videos before in the favourite left backs. That was about, I don't know, 6 months ago. And I think it won't be long now before he makes that, hopefully makes that under 21 spot his own. He's still got under 23 utility until 2025. So will we see him in the under 21 team again? Hopefully we do for another year or so before he can try and go for the national side. But he is a left back. His last 5 of 42 and only played 60% of them games. Now he was a mainstay in this Empoli team from what I remember, so he's just dropped out recently in games. It might be because of internationals and he's not got on the pitch or something. But 48 for his last 15 and 49 for his last 40. I think he's only getting better and better as he goes. So looking at his scores then, you'll see up here, he has got 2 goals and 1 assist, and one, is this a penalty? Penalty kicks 1-1 as well, and then last man tackles and clearances off the line. So he does quite a lot of that, it's 5 of them. And looking at his scores, you'll see around this 60 to 70 mark then, he is capable of hitting, I think, 100, but he hasn't got that yet so far. And you'll see down here, he didn't play in the last couple of games there for Empoli, but did play, as I say, as a substitute for just only 2 minutes during that the game with France. But his score's not been fantastic down here, look. But he did have a time when he was really on form. You see here he had 3 brilliant games, but he's always been at left back, and you'll see he's playing most of the games, 84, 90 minutes and that. He does seem to be Empoli's left back. Will he move on this season? We don't know. We'll have a look at that news any second now. So having a look at the latest news reports then on Parisi, and you'll see here, it looks like Juventus are looking at having a pop at buying him. Inter Milan are also interested. That's from a month ago, but Inter Milan were interested in case Robin Gosens leaves. Then Parisi might be the man that they bring in. But if Juventus are looking at him, there's a possibility that he's a decent player, isn't he? And as we say, as he matures, he should be getting better and better. On Wikipedia here, you'll see he's 22 years old, born in 2000, which is why he's playing in the under 21s at the moment. Just qualifies for that. He's 5'10", so 1 inch bigger than the other 2 that we've looked at so far. Had a career started at Benevento, then moved to Avellino on loan, did well there and signed for them full time. And then went to Empoli where he played 70 games and scored 3 goals. And then Italy under 21s, 9 games, no goals, but that's as of 22nd of June. So yeah, that's up to date basically. But he was touted as being a really good player that was going to come through, and he's starting to live up to that now. As you see here for Empoli, he's 25 games in the last 2 seasons, each season that is. And really starting to make a name for himself. I spotted him a while back and as I say, did that video on him. He was scoring quite well. So on SofaScore, and we'll see him here at Empoli, left-footed, valued at 9.1 million, and that's quite a lot, isn't it, for a young lad? And you'll see on his heat map, has covered sort of central back quite a lot, so he does come inside. But then also up and down that wing quite a bit. 33 games played so far, the season just gone. 86 minutes in each one. He started all 33 and 86 minutes in each game. And team of the week ones, 2 goals. His passing, expected assists of almost 1.5 then for expected assists each game. That's pretty good. 69 touches as a left back is good. 9 clean sheets as well. I think a real good player in the making, and this is one of my favourite guys in that left back position. So that's my Italian choice then, Fabiano Parisi from Empoli. And let's have a move over to Germany then with the Bundesliga, and we are looking at Luca Netz from Borussia Mönchengladbach. Young lad who I've liked for quite a long time now, hasn't pushed on as much as he should have done. And this guy was meant to be like a wonder kid, and he came out and he's not really made it. They had some good players at left back though for Borussia Mönchengladbach, and he's finding it hard to try and push through them. But when it comes to Germany and the under 21s, he seems to be in that team. He seems to be in that spot at the moment at left back. So let's just hope his club form can improve as well then. Now it has him again here, sort of like a midfielder as well as a left back. I've only seen him at the left back position, but he does get up and down the wing quite a bit. His last 5 of 52, a last 15 of 38, and a last 40 of 37. But only recently back in the team when they sold a couple of players, I think, from that position. So he's started to get a few more games there. And of course, the under-21s as well. But his price then, £14.11, and this has been fluctuating up and down. It's also his floor price, but for his rare, you're looking at 138. I think that's because of the potential that he had in this left-back position. A really highly rated defender. 149 for his floor price as well there. But you see the prices coming down. I've bought quite a few of these in the past then. And the last one I got was at £51. So you can see how it's come down. £14 now. I need to snap one up, to be quite honest. So I will do that sometime. SO5 scores then. Not hit these massive green ones. But again, the whole idea of this video is for the players that are going to have a good season. And I think he might just starting to establish himself in this Borussia Mönchengladbach side. And I think he's going to be there for the whole season, hopefully. Skelly will probably move out to the right-hand side, which frees up this left for Nets. And, yeah, I can only see him getting better and better. Say 2 goals, 7 assists there. And some decent scores along here, look. Against Augsburg in that 2-0, he got an 81, also got a goal in that game. Only got a 60 here, so his AA could do with being a bit better in certain games. But if you can see, he's capable of big scores in his AAs, of 21 there, 19. But then some really poor ones as well. But I think in general, hadn't quite fitted into the team well enough. But he's now, as I say, trying to get that position and make it his own. And I think he will get better and better. Especially good in the cap leagues then, because his price at the moment is 38. And you'll see his L5 is 52 as he's getting games now. So that could be a decent play to have for the caps. If we have a look at the latest news on him, see if there's any transfer news about him. Just going back to 22 was after a move there, but looking at the latest one in March 23 and then this one 2 weeks ago, I'm thinking that Nets is, yeah, they can sort of confirm him as like Gladbach's left back for the whole season, for next season basically. So that's good news to have then. Let's have a look at his Wikipedia. Yeah, we should be able to get it on here. And we'll have a little bit more of a dig into him then. As you'll see here, he's 6 foot, so that's quite tall for a left back then. Probably used a lot more in the defensive corners, defending against the corners, maybe even attacking corners, which means he could score quite a few more goals at that sort of size. I doubt they'll leave him back when he's 6 foot and he could be of some use in the areas. You also see here that he started at Hertha Berlin there, played for the second team, onto the first, then went into Gladbach's second team, played 2 games, 1 goal as well. And he's played 32 games now for them. This is as of 23rd of June, so that's his nationals. So it's of October 22, so it's a bit behind. He's missed the whole season there, basically. So he's obviously played a lot more games than that now. But you'll also see he's played for Germany in the 15s, 17s and 21s as well. And he's out there at the moment, as I say, in the games that are going on in the 21 tournament that's going on right now. So as you'll see then, on SofaScore, they've got him down as a weakness of long balls again. There's a couple of left backs we've seen with long ball weaknesses. It doesn't really bother me, to be honest. But if you look at this inconsistency in his starting then, his scores weren't great there, and a 7.5 in his last game was probably the best. But not really loads of attacking down here. But he hasn't played that many games, so the season heat map isn't indicating what he can do. Total games played 20, but he's only started 7 of them, and only 35 minutes per game last season. But as I said, he's now in there, I think, as their number 1 left back, and should get a lot better performances this season. Price should also go up as well. 1 goal there. So also we see 3 assists there, which is not too bad considering he's only played, was it 11 games, was it? 7 starts, 3 assists is not too bad, is it? And defending, no clean sheets, but hasn't really played all season. So that is my Bundesliga option for the left back position, and it is Luca Netz from Borussia Mönchengladbach. So we move on to Spain and we're into La Liga, and my left back for here is Juan Miranda, who is also at the moment I think playing on the under-21s in their tournament. He's a Real Betis player. Did okay last season, Betis, and I think they won one of the cups, didn't they? So he was in the team for that, so he did really well in that. You see his last 5 of 61, only playing 80% of the games. Last 15 of 50, and last 40 of 50 also. Out and out left back, and he is a starter as well. So plays for Spain as well. As I say, he's out with the under-21s at this moment. You see, when he first started, he was at like the £50 mark, but right now then he's sort of selling it. He's gone up slightly now, and he's up at like £11 for his 3-day average and £12 for his floor price. That's gone up slightly because of him having the utility on the under-21s when that was announced. He's also got a rare card of £87, but £111 for his floor price. Really like this lad, and I hadn't heard of him that much until this season. Although he is down as a wonder kid, I believe, but you know, we'll see how he gets on anyway in this season. But I think he's just about to have a brilliant season for Betis. And look at his overall scores. You'll see here 80s and 90s. I mean, what form is in at the moment here? Really good. He's had 6 goals and 9 assists as well. But look, the 90s, 89s, 289s and 80. Real good form. Playing left back for him. 2 assists there and a goal recently. Good end of the season then. And there were a few games where he's had a red card there, look, so I wonder what his temperament's like. And we're also seeing a yellow card there. But yeah, the rest of them, he's okay, he doesn't seem that bad, but he does get quite a few assists looking at this when he does play. But trying to make that left back spot his own at the moment. Now, there's no transfer news about Miranda or recent news about him. But let's have a look. He started off then at Betis, and his youth career was at Real Betis. Then he went to Barcelona and joined their academy youth team. He also played in Barcelona B. Looking at this here, Barcelona B team, 30 games there. Then played 1 game for Barcelona as well, between 18 and 21. Went on loan during this time as well to Schalke and on loan to Betis before signing for Betis in 2021 and having played 30 games. But look at this for his international career. Every single level, including the national side as well. So I think with it, he'll do really well. He'll have a good tournament, I think, now at the under-21s, because he's slightly above that level now, but not quite good enough for the national side full time. So I think his loans worked out really well. So you'll see here Miranda's slightly older than the others. He's 23 at the moment, and he is 185 centimetres. That's quite tall as well then for a left back. Another one with weaknesses of long balls, but are they expected to get these long balls in? He has taken a few set pieces, and I saw in the 21s as well that he took a set piece in there as well, took a free kick. Now, he does get up and down the swing a little bit more than the rest of them by the looks of it. He's only played 21 times this season, started 16 with only 70 minutes played, you know, on average for each game. But he has got 2 Team of the Week games, 3 goals as well. Expected goals, 2.36. That's a hell of a lot for expected goals. He's passing 2 assists and expected assists 2 as well. So each game then he should be getting 5 goals. Or 5 decent chances, we should say then. But down here, clean sheets, 5 of them as well, which isn't too bad then. Played 21 games, 5 clean sheets. For a young lad coming through, and I'm hoping that he makes that left back spot his own again for Real Betis. It seems like he has done, and at the moment he's starting to get a bit of notice on the national side as well. So that's Juan Miranda from Real Betis then, who's down as my Spanish choice then in La Liga. So that's all our 5 left backs done then, and I've put them in order of what I think is the best one, or my favourite one out of them all. So we'll see back here. I said I'd do it as like the nationality thing as well, to see how many nationals from each league and each position that we get into this team then for the final SO11 team, because it is a series this, going through all the positions in the team. So Tyric Mitchell, I see he's number 5 then, Crystal Palace. We've got Luca Netz at number 4. Got a bit of work to do then to build up to the others. From Borussia Mönchengladbach in Germany. We've got Adrian Truffaut, who's from Rennes and France. He's in 3rd. Juan Miranda, I think, is going to have a really, really good season. He gets to number 2, but my number 1 is Fabiano Parisi. Plays at left back for Empoli. This guy is going to be fantastic, I think, and you just got to watch his name because I think he's going to have such a good season. So that's my 5 in order. And what we'll do is next time we'll come back with our right backs in the next series, and the next episode will be right backs, and we'll do it again, 1 from each country, 1 from each league, and whittle it down to the best player from that league, and then we'll do the final SO11 team with all of these players in them. So thank you for watching that. If you enjoyed that, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button if you haven't already, and follow the progress, see how we get on. And remember, some of these are, even though Tyric Mitchell's number 5, still worth buying, I think, for next season. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.